There. It's okay. You just let it all out.
Can a member of security please report immediately to the court?
Is she okay?
Husband's just been sentenced.
Oh.
2 years.
Taking it badly, then?
She's been crying for 53 minutes. 8 more minutes and I can bill her for 2 hours. Good evening, my lovely.
You smell different.
I've showered.
Ah, that'll be it. She called you over an hour ago.
Well, I had to pick out a suit, clean the hair out my ears.
Tart.
Assault? Possession of an offensive weapon? This is a lady we're talking about.
Yeah, well, your lady's got about 20 minutes before she slips into cold turkey. So I'd get busy if I were you.
You're not on the duty rotor, are you?
No. Got a call from a regular client. You look like shit.
Thanks.
Straighten yourself up, will you? The firm of Bagnall and Dunbar have a reputation to maintain. Yeah.
No chance of you taking over for the night, is there? I was in court all day, I'm exhausted.
You know what your problem is, don't you? Diet.
I eat better than you do.
But if you want to stay awake all night in fluorescent conditions, you need the 2 C's. Caffeine and carbohydrate.
Oh, God, I could murder a coffee.
That's the spirit. Now, piss off and get your own.
He comes and finds me once a fortnight or so. His name's Tony. White, 40, small cock. You know the type. Normally it's a 30 quid fuck in the NCP, but this time he's in the mood for something special. He mentions something about a dead auntie and an inheritance. So he gives me 80 quid and says he wants something a little extra.
Did he specify what?
No, he's too pissed. But for 80 quid, I'm feeling obliged to put on a bit of a show. So I decide to treat him to the love beads.
Love beads?
Piece of string with half a dozen metal balls on.
And what do you do with those?
You slip them up the client's bum.
And that's pleasurable?
No, pleasure's in having them yanked back out again. But you never heard of that?
Apparently I've lived a sheltered life.
You surprise me. So anyway, as Tony's winding up to the big squirt, I pull the bell. The next thing I know, there's blood all over the car seat, and this scream of his, I thought I pulled his guts out.
When did all this happen?
Don't know, about a week ago.
But they don't arrest you until today.
Well, I didn't kill him, did I?
No, the biggest charge is assault. I'm assuming that the possession of an offensive weapon relates to the, what are they? Bumballs.
Love beads. How you doing anyway, Bruce?
Well, I can't complain. No bastard would listen if I did.
I'm a good listener.
Yeah, well, right now I'm the one on the hourly rate, so maybe you should do the talking.
Then Maisie moved into the area back in... Was it March? No, I tell a lie. It must have been February. It was before Fred died because I heard them two talking in the gardens. Do you know Fred? Black fella, but smashing with it. Nigerian, I think. Heart disease. What a killer that one is. No, hang on. Maisie moved into Fred's flat. So who did I see him talking with in the gardens that day? It's gonna bother me for hours, that is.
I've been in there with him for over an hour. I know the names of his grandchildren, the colour of his bedroom walls, his favourite lottery numbers. What he hasn't got round to telling me is why he's here.
Perverting the course of justice.
He mentioned something about a burglary. Black male broke into his flat, they struggled. Black male got away with his mobile phone.
That's what he reported, which is why an overzealous squad car pulled in a suspicious black male running away from scene. CID interviewed black male, who turned out to be professional athlete in training.
So he made you look stupid. How's that perverting the course of justice?
CID trawled through hours of tape at Old Boy's monitored flat. Turns out no black male was anywhere near his flat on the night in question.
Insurance claim?
Bingo. Which is where he should have been, instead of sitting at home, inventing crimes. Custody suite.
Hello? No, he's asleep. Can I take a message? And has he got your number, Sam? OK, thanks. Bye.
Has he been there all night?
I didn't want to wake him just to ask.
I need a holiday.
He looks sick.
Yeah, positively white.
At least take the old man off me.
Perverting the course of justice. Wouldn't touch you with a shit-covered stick. How'd you pervert something that's already perverted? Besides, you've established a rapport and gained the client's trust. Break his frail little heart if you dropped him now.
3 hours in the interview room. He just talks and talks about nothing. I mean, nothing relevant to the charge.
You know why you got such a heavy caseload?
Because I'm the only one doing any work.
I take on as many as you do. The difference is I'm willing to cut some deals with the CPS.
They never offer me any deals.
They never offer me any deals. What is this, a tea dance? You want to make a deal, you ask.
What about your prostitute?
What about her?
I'll trade it for the old man.
Keep your hands off my whore.
I was talking to Custody Sergeant Ross last night. She reckons you've got a soft spot for her.
Maybe I got a soft spot for all whores. Maybe I don't see how they're doing anything wrong.
Don't give me that victimless crime bullshit. I live 2 streets away from the so-called tolerance zone. Car thefts, robberies, drug deals, assaults.
Not in my backyard, eh? Finally he shows his true colours.
Prostitution draws crime into residential areas.
Yet another useful service they provide. Better to have the criminal fraternity confined to a small known areas as spread all over the place.
And you'd be happy for your daughter to enter that profession, would you?
No, of course not, but those aren't her circumstances. If you've got a £100 a day smack habit and your boyfriend beats the crap out of you for breakfast, selling your fanny isn't so bad. Single mothers want to get back in the workforce, I say let them. Regulate them, tax them, check them for disease, and plough the revenue into making the trains run on time.
Sometimes. I think you take the opposite opinion just to start an argument.
Not to be pedantic, but is there another way to start an argument? Every time. What is that? A text?
Uh-huh.
You can't show the common decency to finish our conversation before starting another one.
Sorry.
Is something amusing you?
It was a funny text.
From her?
It doesn't matter who it's from.
Well, at least let's hear the joke then.
It wasn't a joke, it was a misunderstanding. Jamie answered my phone this morning and told this friend of mine I was asleep, so they assumed...
So, would this be a girlfriend?
Would that be so surprising?
Well, you never talk about women, you never talk about anything personal, come to think of it.
You're right. I really should provide you with more ammunition to take the piss.
Why would I take the piss? Is she ugly?
No.
Fat?
No.
Is she missing a limb?
And you wonder why I don't talk about my private life?
Ever heard of metal love beads? You know why men go to prostitutes?
What do you guess? For sex?
Wrong. It's not just about blowing off a load. They want human contact. They want a woman to smile at them and to stroke their face and to stop them feeling like the angry, subnormal freaks that they are. That's what whores used to do for them. It was a skilled profession. It was therapy before people found out what therapy was. And the British were good at it too. But like everything else we've ever been good at, we farmed it off to a cheaper supplier. Enter the Eastern European immigrant. They don't offer a service, they're just a hole for hire.
I've got one for you. What's the difference between a prostitute and a lawyer?
The prostitute stops fucking you when you're dead. If you're going to tell me a joke, try and avoid the ones I started.
Have you got a minute?
Is it urgent?
I wanted to talk through some cases. Is that battleships?
What happened?
It's called irony.
As in, that's what you hit her with.
It ain't as bad as it looks. The way I was thinking, she's up for assault, but she's the one taking all the beatings. So if them judges see my girl all beat up, they see the irony. Know what I mean?
I'm sorry, I wasn't aware you studied law so closely.
Ryan, get us a Fanta, would you?
You take care of my girl.
I see Huggy Bear finally sold the franchise.
Listen, Bruce, I was thinking... maybe I should just plead guilty on this one.
Fuck that. I'm taking this to trial.
I'll take a conditional discharge, pay off the cost, and I'll be out of here. You can work out a deal on that, can't you?
But you didn't do anything wrong.
So?
I really think we should take this to trial.
And how much will that make you?
Make me?
Well, the more hours you clock up, the more they pay you. Isn't that how it works?
In theory. I'm not just trying to make profit off you, Maggie.
So what you doing this shit for?
I don't think I've ever said this before. But if we go to trial, you'll win.
Win what? A new car?
No, that went last week. This week it's a speedboat.
I need to be out there. Not in here.
Relax. I'll have you shooting up and sucking cock before you can say consenting sexual injuries.
F6.
Miss. Ricardo Pomerola attempted murder.
Yeah, burnt down his ex-employer's restaurant.
3 o'clock in the morning, it was empty.
If I can get him in and out in under an hour, I'll reduce it to arson.
Deal. H3.
Miss. Tom Passmore, perverting the course of justice. J3.
He's 74 years old.
J3.
Miss.
Well, I'll offer police obstruction for a guilty plea.
I thought the police wanted to make an example of him.
Since when do I care what the police want? Like you said, look, he's 74 years old. As long as we're seen to be doing something.
F9.
Sunk my battleship.
I'll drop the charge of possessing an offensive weapon if she puts her hand up for the assault.
She's got her mind set on going to trial. I try to talk her out of it, but what can you do?
She's a whore, she'll lose.
What's the actual damage to this guy, anyway?
Do you want to see?
What, you got a medical report already?
Client's own photo library.
What am I meant to be looking at here?
Chronic hemorrhoids shredded to ribbons.
Jesus Christ. They printed this in Boots.
Interesting use of light and shade, don't you think?
My client had no prior knowledge of his medical condition.
She also went somewhere she didn't have permission to go. Would you like me to push for unlawful entry?
There's no way he's going to get up in front of the mags and talk about this. Not if he's got an ounce of dignity.
Freelance coach driver. He's been off work for a week.
So he's after the loss of earnings.
Criminal Injuries Compensation Board won't pay out without a guilty verdict.
Or, quicker still, a guilty plea.
Oh, he looks like shit.
That's what having a girlfriend does to you.
Isn't he gay?
What makes you think that?
Attractive, smart, polite. All the things you're not.
They don't come much straighter than this.
Or less appealing. You know how this one will go. Whores always lose. Take the assault and everyone's happy.
Yeah, except me.
You.
I mean my client, the whore.
Oh, my God.
What?
You care.
Fuck off!
You actually care.